New Year to you all. This is my first interview of 2024, and what we thought we'd do is we'd do an update. So I'd just like to welcome in James.
Hi,
Welcome,
Carl.
James. Happy New Year to you.
And you, mate.
So how have you found the carnival since we last spoke? I mean, we'll talk about Christmas in a minute, but how have you found the carnival since we last spoke?
Yeah, it's been good. Last time we spoke, I was just about to go on a holiday. Went to Cape Verde for 10 days, and it was like all inclusive. So that was a bit of a test, but I seemed to manage quite well. It's just eating stuff which other people are prepared, so a little bit weary. But yeah, it's been absolutely fine, to be honest. Kept on losing weight. At a point now where I'm quite happy with my weight. Don't really need to lose anymore.
And how's your back? Because you obviously were having issues with your back before Carnivore.
Yeah, my back has been really good. Yeah, I haven't had any sort of flare-ups. Where pre-Carnivore, I'd have an episode where I'd have like back spasms and just little flare-ups every now and then. I don't think I've had any since I've been on Carnivore. It's been really good.
No, brilliant. And energy levels and all that good?
Yeah, that's probably one of the things I like the most about this way of eating is the energy, steady energy. I know now and then, especially if you do eat carbs, I haven't really eaten hardly any carbs, but now and then a few here and there, that does affect your energy level straight away. You know, once you've eaten carbs again, you know you've eaten carbs.
Because you work at night as well at times, don't you? So, and you found that helped you on that front as well, or?
Yeah, I don't seem to need as much sleep since I've been Carnivore, because during the week I don't get a lot of sleep, but I seem to still be able to function quite well. And then weekends I can just go back to normal and sleep like a normal 8 hours. So that's been quite good.
So it's the right lifestyle for you then?
Yeah, I think it really does suit me. Other people have sort of said to me, why don't you try and introduce stuff back into your diet? But I feel, no, I quite like the way I feel and all the benefits.
Good. So obviously the important question really is how did you get on with Christmas? So what challenges did you face? Because I had a bucket of pigs in blankets. Inga did a number of different meats, which was great. I did have a couple of roast potatoes, and on Boxing Day I had a couple of pints of Guinness, and regretted it by about 3 o'clock the following morning. But other than that, I was okay. But how did you find Christmas?
Yeah, I managed to stick to Carnivore pretty much through the whole of Christmas. I think the only area I deviated where I made some cakes, but using almond flour, which is quite low carb. No, it's not Carnivore.
But that's more keto then, isn't it?
More keto. So I made these cakes, and I'd have them with like whipped cream or double cream, and then I'd have like sugar-free jelly. Again, not Carnivore, but still zero carbs. Other than that, I didn't really deviate at all. I had maybe a bit of gravy on my meat at Christmas Day.
Oh, spoil yourself on Christmas Day, mate.
But no veg. I didn't eat any veg at all. I haven't eaten any veg since I've been on this.
And journey. Temptation? Was there any temptation? Chocolates or anything like that? Or
no. I'd already said like pre-Christmas, maybe I'd have a treat, but now I don't really see it like as a treat anymore. It's strange. So I never bothered. I did in my mind, thought maybe I would try a bit of chocolate or have a little bit of Christmas cake, but I just didn't want to. Oh, and I don't look at it like, oh yeah, gonna have something nice to eat. Now something nice to eat is probably like ribeye steak or like a nice omelette. You know, the change the way I sort of view food now.
Well, you're carrying like that, you'll end up being the angel on the top of your tree next year. Yeah. So you didn't fall away in any way at all? You didn't have any drinks or anything like that? You were pretty solid?
With Christmas Day, I met my dad in the pub with Josh and a nephew Adam, and I thought, what am I going to drink in the pub? I'm not going to drink beer because too many carbs. So I opted for gin and tonic, or gin and slimline tonic, which was okay in the pub. But when I got home, one of my brother-in-laws, Scottish brother-in-laws, was managing the drinks, and then after dinner I don't remember anything else. Went to bed at 6:30, and slept through till 8:30 the next day. And I didn't wake up really hungover, but I did feel a bit, yeah. And that was it. No more alcohol after that point.
That's brilliant. So have you found then when you do, let's say, a cheat or bend the rules sort of thing, and don't worry, there's no carnivore police. No one's going to come running in and seize you and lock you up. But have you found that you've reacted? Because there's a UK carnivore group, a WhatsApp group that I'm a member of, and a couple of people leading up to Christmas or during Christmas had a few things, and the reaction they had was really, sometimes not severe, but was really strong. And I think it's because you've been on carnivore, your body's more sensitive. Did you find similar?
Yeah, not so much during Christmas because I pretty much stuck to carnivore. But I'll give you an example. I went up to Morecambe to see my grandmother, and my mother, and Sarah was there, and she prepared some food. Sort of bit like a mixed grill, but it was some of it was stuff you'd buy in a supermarket already pre-flavored, like lamb and stuff like that. And then I had a few drinks of Prosecco, which I always thought Prosecco was okay. It's very low carb, but it was rosé Prosecco, which turns out it's got quite a lot of carbs in.
Right.
And then the next morning, I felt terrible. It felt really rough, yeah. And it was like I knew it's because of that, what I'd eaten and drunk that night, and I just felt, absolutely dreadful.
Well, let's hope it is that, because if you get a hungover on Prosecco, I'm disappointed you being one of my family. So you got Irish blood in your veins, man. So yeah, let's assume that it's the reaction to the carbs and not the alcohol. So very good.
That's another way it sort of keeps you on this way of eating, I think, because when you, like you said, because you haven't had all them sort of toxins and all that rubbish. When you do, it makes you feel so terrible. You sort of realise how bad it was. You know, we've been eating rubbish for years and kind of got used to eating it, and then now I've been doing carnivore for 5 months. Yeah, any deviation from this way of eating, I feel terrible. So I don't even want to eat anything else now.
So that's like a motivator for you anyhow, because of what you've experienced, yeah?
Yeah,
so,
I don't want to feel that bad, yeah.
So give us, what's the 3 best things that you've now got through being on the carnivore lifestyle?
Well, the weight loss has been really good. And I found it really easy to lose weight. So that's been a real benefit. And the energy levels, one of the things that really took me by surprise, how you've got that steady flow of energy and you just don't feel rubbish. Like before, I was always feeling achy, aches and pains all the time, and just put it down to my age. I think, once you're in your 40s. Yeah, I thought once you're in your 40s, that's normal. But since being carnivore, that's all pretty much gone away. And then with my back, I was having a lot of problems with my back. I've had a couple of surgeries. That's been really good. Even very early doors, like 2 weeks in, I noticed a difference with my back, and it's just been really good. I still have lower back stiffness. I'm always going to have problems with my back, but I don't have
2 major operations on it, so
I don't have any flare-ups or any muscle spasms anymore. I don't think I've had anything like that since I've been doing carnivore. Yeah, it's been
so have you had any downsides?
I'd say the downside is I'm definitely very sensitive now to food, which we're just talking about. So if I do deviate, you pay the price, definitely. Downside, no.
Well, it's great that you're struggling to find one. So that's a positive sign in itself.
It's been really positive, the whole thing.
So I'm going to ask you one question. I mentioned it to you before we started the recording. I'm finding now a huge temptation now for me to start almost preaching about carnivore to people that you can obviously see need help. Do you find you have a similar situation or not?
Not so much preaching to people who I know need help, but I mean, it's more like when you just generally commenting, try not to, but I do comment on whatever people eat. Because you think, oh, crikey, if only you knew that's what you've got a plate loaded with carbs. They think, oh, it's all really good for you and all that. It's just not. But I try to not do that. But now and then I do. I get told off.
And because you're surrounded with a household that no one else is on carnivore, are you?
No, it's only really me and Karen anyway.
Yeah.
Karen's sort of doing a bit of keto as well.
So it's
and then
halfway
Christmas.
house. Yeah.
Well, Christmas Day, for example, I think we had 20 people. We had a marquee in the garden, a proper marquee, so Karen can have all her family here, because she's one of 7, like yourself.
Yeah.
So she's got a big family. 2 of them are vegan, and the rest are just normal way of eating. So I had to be on my best behaviour there.
You didn't eat one of the vegans.
But sometimes you do think there's people who do ask about this diet who want to lose weight, and I think it's so easy. To me, it's been so easy, such an easy way to lose weight. It hasn't been difficult, because I can still eat, and I can still eat quite a lot, but still the weight keeps coming off. And prior to Carnivore, every diet I'd ever tried, it was really hard work. You'd either have to be a gym bunny or virtually eating nothing to lose weight. So I keep telling people this is the easiest way to lose weight, in my opinion. And it's not torture. I enjoy what I eat. Yeah. So.
And how have you found things like with your skin, your teeth, and your joints and all? You mentioned you don't have as many aches. Are you finding sort of other wellness benefits?
Yeah. So with my teeth, I've always had. Well, my mum was a dental nurse, so she always honoured me about my teeth when I was younger, because I've always had a sweet tooth. But always had, my gums would always bleed when I brushed my teeth throughout my whole life. And it's just become normal. There's nothing wrong with my gums or anything. It just used to bleed when I used to brush my teeth. Since going Carnivore, that never happens anymore. I feel like my teeth are better than they were, but I believe that's because I'm not consuming large amounts of sugar. Skin, you used to get the odd occasional spot. Don't seem to get spotty anymore. Any spots or anything like that? Yeah, in general, it's been quite good.
Hair, nails, all that sort of thing. All because I've noticed all of those have changed. Even my beard is going darker from being grey. I literally was full grey. I'm now getting less grey in my beard, and my nails grow like wildfire. It's just quite incredible.
Yeah, I bite my nails all the time, so I wouldn't really know about that.
That's not Carnivore, you know that.
Oh, Carnivore.
I don't have carbs in the nail.
Oh, maybe, but no. I've read about people like who grey. Where they've got grey beard, it's gone darker. Yeah. I still have grey in my beard, but I tend to shave. I'm
finding it's definitely getting darker now. So,
but I'll tell you, one negative I have found around where I've always had carry fat in my face. I think it is a bit of a day thing as well.
Yeah, well,
where I've lost weight, I've got quite a lot of loose skin. But
okay,
and apparently that does eventually tighten up.
It does, because I'm the same. I used to have about 4 chins. I've now down to the 1 and a bit now. So
I've got like loose skin under there. I don't think I've got, and it does, and that's the only thing. But apparently that does improve over time. But I never used to shave really. I'd always have a beard because I was trying to probably hide my triple chin. But now
I think someone described the Day family once as people with a head and no necks, because our heads looked like they were bolted onto the shoulders. So I kind of get what you're referring to there. So obviously we're now into the new year. So what are your plans for 2024? What are you intending to do? As I mentioned to you before we started today, I'm doing the Lion diet for January. Is there anything like that you want to do, or you just maintain? What's your target? What's your goals you want to achieve?
Yeah, I think if I had any sort of health issues or anything like that, I'd be tempted to go towards the Lion diet, because I've heard that's really beneficial. But as I feel pretty good with what I'm doing, I think maybe concentrate on just getting in the gym a bit more often and working on that side of things, like do a bit more weightlifting. I've got more energy now, and just do a bit more. I think the diet itself, I'm quite happy with that. The only aspects I'm not happy with is I still drink the zero sugar fizzy drink.
Okay.
Carnivore. I go through stages where I sort of don't drink as much, drink more water, but then I still seem to, that keeps creeping back in all the time.
Have you tried sparkling water? Because I drink probably about 4 litres of that a day.
That's what I drink. Yeah.
All right.
I drink
the
that
sparkling
as well.
water's fine. If it's like the spring but sparkling water, there's no issue there.
Yeah, I like the Buxton stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I drink.
Because it's got
But
quite a high content of minerals, so it's ideal to stop your potential cramps, etc.
Yeah, I think I'm not too concerned about it. I know artificial sweeteners aren't good. I understand that. And like when I made some cakes over the Christmas period. I used stevia, which again isn't really carnivore, but it's just like a one-off sort of thing during Christmas time. But still very low
Bless
carb.
you.
But yeah, that's the only area I think I could improve on, because I know these artificial sweeteners are rubbish. So I'm doing all these benefits. I'm still drinking, fizzy drink, zero sugar fizzy drink.
Well, I don't know if you I think you mentioned you did see it, the interview I did with George, who carried on reversing diabetes, reversing a number of conditions, and carried on drinking, not every day, but he was drinking regularly weekly. And he just did some research and found out what the low carb drinks he could drink. Some Carling, for the beer, and then obviously light gins and things like that with sparkling water. So you can do it, because the idea is, and I joked about it, there's no carnivore police. We're not going to get pulled out of our beds and locked up in meat prison or anything like that. But do you find, because of all the benefits, the discipline to do it is so easy? Because that's what I found. I've always been a picker. I'm a day, for Christ's sake. Always been a picker at food and whatever. Now I don't. I spoke to you early before we did the side of it, and I had a ribeye steak this evening. That's the first I've eaten today, and I am absolutely full to the rafters now, and don't fancy it. Do you find you're similar? Do you find that you're not having the standard 3 meals a day and things like that? How's your dietary sort of?
Yeah, so I definitely don't have 3 meals a day. What I normally find when I work nights, I'll still eat in the evening, like normal sort of time, about 6 o'clock, and then I won't eat again till I come home in the morning. If I'm hungry, I'll have like an omelette or something like that, and then I won't eat again till tea time. So I'm probably eating like twice a day. Before Christmas, I was getting to the point where I was eating once a day, and I was actually fasting without even realizing I was fasting, because I was going so long in between meals. And then I started to think, I look like I was losing a bit too much weight. A few people made comments. I think Sarah and my dad made some comments about I was looking a bit.
So what height are you, James? You're about 6'1" or 2?
6'4".
4, right?
6'4", yeah. So Christmas Day, I decided I'd weigh myself, because I haven't weighed myself throughout the whole process. Wow. So I thought I'd just weigh myself. And my target was always between 15.5 and 16 stone. I look okay. And I was 15 stone 3 pounds on Christmas Day.
Well done, you.
So I was like, wow, that's a lot, because I was at probably 20 plus stone at one point.
Because the last time I saw you face to face, you were definitely 20 plus. I
think that was at Robert and Michelle's.
Yeah.
Very heavy then. Yeah, it's really heavy.
Yeah. So I'm really chuffed that you've sort of got some sort of inspiration for me and the benefits you've got. So in theory, you've shifted a good 5+ stone.
I think I have. I never weighed myself at the beginning, but
you said that.
I've weighed myself prior to that, and I think I've hit the 20 mark a few times, and it's not good.
Yeah.
So I'd say probably about 5 stone weight loss, which is it's quite quick as well. You think 5 months, and I say I shifted most of that within the first 2 months.
Yeah, I was similar. 4 months, and I'd shifted nearly 4 stone. So incredible.
Yeah, I can see.
And maintaining it, you're finding it quite easy to maintain.
Yeah, I have my moments where I think, I look a little bit, am I a little bit bloated? Then Karen would say, no, you're not at all. You're fine. It's just you just feel, And then, when I weighed myself on Christmas Day, that made me realise, I'm absolutely fine. And even like when I went up to Morecambe, it was only one day really, deviated from the diet. But in my mind, I said, oh no, I'm going to bloat up like a puff of fish. But no, I didn't. It just seems easy. And I ate a lot of cheese leading up to Christmas. So I had a thing about sausages and cheese for some reason. And I was eating loads of cheese, like cheddar cheese and sausages and things like that. And I was a bit concerned that might lead to weight gain. But
was that after you'd lost the weight?
Yeah. I go through stages where I sort of eat a lot of cheese and I'll go off it a little bit and then I don't. It's weird.
So I find that really interesting because I lost all the weight and I was pretty disciplined all the way through it. And say disciplined, it was just easy, as you said. And then suddenly, when I'd lost the weight, I suddenly had this craving for fat. So it was butter and cream and fat cheese. And honestly, I was eating it like it was going out of fashion.
Yeah.
Didn't put any weight on. And I just think it's your body that it's lost all that fat that's been carrying. It suddenly needs this fat or whatever it is it needs. And then it sort of mellows away again. And I've found I've not had the issue going forward. But, so I'm really interested that you said that because that's identical to what I had. But I had it with not just so much, I did cheese. I used to eat a lot of fatty cheese, but it was cream and butter. Honestly, I couldn't get enough of it.
Well, the cream, I've definitely I've had a lot of cream over the Christmas period, like whipping cream and stuff like that. And
it's all good for you, mate.
Yeah, and I've kept thinking, is that where I'm going to go wrong? Start putting weight back on, but I haven't. I find also when I love ribeye steak. That's my go-to meal. I mean, you had one, haven't you? I'll put one shortly. I normally have a couple of ribeyes and some fried eggs. That's my sort of main thing I like to eat during the week. When I do that, all like stick to that, I feel great. Always feel really good when I eat a lot of sort of red meat. Sometimes where I deviate from that and I sort of go down the omelette route or eat different like chicken and stuff like that, I don't feel as good. I think ribeyes are the thing that if I eat that regular, it makes me feel better. I don't know why, but it's like almost instant.
I'm assuming, I'm no doctor, I'm assuming it's the iron content is probably what it is from the red meat. That's probably positive and high in magnesium, I believe, as well. But you got magnesium with the egg, so it probably isn't that. So.
I mean, it's full of nutrition, I know anyway. I mean, I don't believe all that there's propaganda about red meat being bad for you.
Oh, honestly, the agenda is unbelievable at the moment. And a number of us that's in the UK sort of community, we're really trying to really push out to say, look, don't fall for this propaganda. It's we live in evidence of the benefits of it,
Definitely. Absolutely.
So if there's someone that's watching this broadcast now that's thinking about doing carnivore or just about to start doing carnivore or concerned about doing it, give us your personal view, not influenced by me in any way, of what they should do and why.
Well, my sister Sarah, she started carnivore, I think it was either yesterday or the day before. So she's gone down that route. And my advice to her, I think when you start carnivore, actually go strict carnivore. I think that's what worked for me. And then as the weight starts to come off, then you can kind of relax in a few areas. So more of an elimination diet. But I would advise anyone to do it, even if you believe some of the propaganda out there about cholesterol and all that rubbish. Even just do it short term, and to help you. It's a good tool to get the weight off. But I still think that's the optimal way of eating anyway. And if you're worried about the cholesterol, there's some really good books out there. I've read even there's one called The Cholesterol Con.
That's a good book.
There's a lot of good books out there. So. But even if you still didn't believe it, because there is people out there who will not, they're brainwashed. They will not believe, cholesterol isn't the issue. Short term, it's not going to do any harm, is it? So try it for a couple of months. You can do it for 2 or 3 months as an elimination diet to get all the.
But remember, your brain and your hormones require cholesterol to regenerate.
It's actually made. Your brain is, made of.
There you go.
Yeah. Exactly.
So why starve your brain? And that's why I think you get that clearer head when you start going down this line.
Yeah, I agree with that, definitely.
And anyone that says to me about the whole cholesterol, because the interesting thing for me, James, right, when at my largest, I was tipping into morbidly obese, right? I was pre-diabetic, and obviously, as you know, that Granddad was diabetic. I think is your dad diabetic?
Yeah, type 2.
My brother. Yeah. So that was a major concern for me. And I no one ever asked about my health then. No one was bothered about me being obese. No one was bothered about my potential diabetes or that side of it. Suddenly, immediately, because it was a reasonably short period of time, I lose this weight. Everyone's suddenly concerned about my health. And I'm like, I'm healthier now than I was probably when I was 18.
Yeah.
and it's just really bizarre because of the way people have been educated, or in my opinion, misled, including myself over all these years, about the low-fat diet. Diabetes shot up in the 80s. Dementia shot up in the 80s. Obesity shot up in the 80s. What happened in the 70s? The low-fat diet.
Exactly.
So there's no coincidence there. And I'm planning to start the research this year to do a PhD on the whole subject, because
Brilliant.
I think, if I can get that professional qualification, then I can start saying to people, you got to be doing something about this. At the moment, I'm just a layman that's passionate about the carnivore. So anything else you would tell someone that's thinking about starting it? Anything else you'd advise?
I'll just say, just try, just have a go. And, there's loads of really good information online, but some of the people you've mentioned in the past, there's lots like lots from Ken Berry and
Dr. Ken Berry and Chafee and
Andy Chafee, all these sort of people. Even Paul Saladino, I know he's gone a little bit back the other way because he eats a lot of fruit and stuff. But his book,
that's right. But I also think he's trying to keep his popularity by being a bit different. I think there's a little bit to that. Have you seen the Homestead fella, the guy that's making a film about the carnivore diet and all that? That's something Carnivore Homestead or something. It's really, really good. The guy's brilliant. He started about 2 months before me, and he's so into it now. They're making a film and they're trying to get someone like Netflix to take it on with them.
Wow.
And they're following a guy up in further up in the States who's gone from being bedridden to now able to go to doctor's appointments, and now obviously doing it. And they're going to film him for an entire year, seeing his progress through the carnivore. Wow. It's really, really good.
That'd be great. The sad thing is, will it make it to the mainstream? I don't know, because they just pushed out another thing on Netflix. You Are What You Eat. I haven't watched it, but I've read on Twitter about it. It's more propaganda about vegan crap. So that's what worries me. It's a very steered that way, isn't it? All of it.
At the moment, it very much is. And then the old argument about, well, you're killing animals. Well, vegans have killed more creatures and animals by wiping out all their things to stop them going near the crops and tofu and all that stuff, that it just doesn't stack up. But, I'm not going to get into that political debate because I'll get a load of hate messages again and all that sort of thing. So there's room for all of us.
Yeah, and I'll just say to anyone, just make an informed decision. There's enough information out there. When I decided to go carnivore was after watching your video, but then I went away and done my own research and thought there's something to this. And then now, 5 months in, it's the best thing I've ever done. So I'd advise anyone, just give it a go. There's no, absolutely give it a try.
No, absolutely brilliant. So I'll wrap up shortly, but the other thing I found, without getting, I don't know who's in the room with you there, so I have to be careful what I ask, but I found in terms of my libido is definitely much more charged up. Best way I can put it is I wouldn't roll out of bed in the mornings now because I've got something stopping me. So I let people use their imaginations on that.
Yeah, I think every male person on these carnivore pages have said the same thing. That's 100%. I think that's definitely.
And have you seen Dr. Kiltz?
Yes.
Dr. Kiltz, because he talks about females being on the carnivore and how they improved. They even fell pregnant, how they improved their own fertility and all that by going on the carnivore. So it's not just the guys that get the benefit. It's obviously the lovely ladies as well.
No, I believe it 100%. Yeah, I've noticed some benefits. And your testosterone levels are definitely higher. Yeah, without a doubt. That's definitely would advise anyone with any sort of issues in that department. Carnivore will take care of that without a doubt. Not that I've had any issues.
Well, the way the Day family sort of multiplied, I think we're okay in that department. Yes. So all right, brilliant, James. Thank you for your time. Is there anything you want to say before we finish and move on? But anything you want to add?
Again, cheers for putting your video up, because that's what got me to try it. Even if I hadn't seen the video that day, I imagine I would have picked up on one of your updates further down the line and still would have done it, I'm sure. in that short amount of time.
That's really humbling to know that, you know, especially you being a family member, that you've improved your lifestyle based on something I've done. Because normally I normally pee everyone else off. So makes it change. I've done something right. So that's really great, James. All the best for the new year, my man. And thank you very much for joining us. So I'll just sign off now to everyone. Thank you for watching this. I've got a couple of broadcasts coming up this month, and it's really good. I'm doing a couple with others as well. I'm guests of theirs, so keep marking it on this space, and I'll keep putting it on this YouTube channel. Thank you very much, and goodbye for Carnivore Nation.
Thank you.